This is the Inkpulp podcast. This is the Inkpulp podcast. Comics, hip hop, life.
Run them jewels, bitches. Hey everyone, welcome to the Inkpulp podcast. I'm your host, Sean Crystal. But you know this. I know you know this. Some shit went down recently, and DC Comics let go of a bunch of their more, I guess, upper echelon editorial staff. An editor I worked with, was close friends with, and I guess I felt like this was coming. Seemed to be Warner Brothers was restructuring a lot of shit, and now they put a bunch of HBO people in charge of a comic book thing. Look, man, at some point these corporations are going to say, this division ain't making us any fucking money. You gotta go. We got all these properties. We've got decades worth of material mining these ideas. We don't need any more. They don't make money. But we can make TV shows, movies out of all this shit forever and ever and ever. We'll be good. I mean, everything's cool becomes uncool. We gotta find a way. We as artists, we as Americans, gotta find a way to not let capitalism destroy us. Anything, there's a way to stay true to your vision, yourself, your artists, your creations, and make a healthy living, and not have to sell it all out. I don't know. Anyway, I feel bad for these people. They're good people, and they don't deserve this shit. But it just look, artists, creative people, make your own way. It's where we are. Capitalist machine's gonna eat everything up. Disney swallowed up Marvel. Warner Brothers swallowed up DC. They're not. I mean, I was talking to my friend the other day. My good friends are some of the best talent in the business. And a small fraction of those people work for DC and Marvel. And when I came in, that was unheard of. My favorite artists were all working at these companies. Most of my favorite artists are not now. It's not fun to work for them anymore. I guess there's fun to be had in little pockets at these companies, but generally speaking, it's just not fun anymore. And they don't pay well. These smaller publishers are paying better for freelance work. But look, if you're a creative person looking to make a way, I just gotta urge you, like I am myself, to go independent. Totally. Own your shit. Answer to no one. Do it your way. And thanks to the internet and thanks to social media, we can do that much easier than ever before. I'm not saying it's easy. I know it's hard. It's really hard. But it's easier. It's possible. I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to invest in me. I'm going to invest my time and my money in myself because I believe in me. And I'm not going to invest. I mean, I invested a long time into those companies. And I got very little to show for it. I had some fun in the earlier days. And I got to live out dreams. Those companies changed, and then the dream you had is like, well, shit, this isn't what I thought it would be. And it wasn't. But, I don't know. Whatevs. It's sad. But it's also, it's a wake up. I mean, look, this is a great time. This is a great time to creatively just invest in yourself. Put your ideas out there. Get it done. Make it happen. Do it. This brings me to today's episode. We got the Wrecking Crew back. It's me and my good friends Jim Mahfood Tommy Lee Edwards, and Troy Nixie. And you've seen us before because we're always trying to ink someone, and we're always having a lot of fun while we're doing it. And today we are inking Big John Buscema. Now, if you own a copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, every drawing in there is Big John Buscema. He defines, in my eyes, and we talk about this, but he defines the classic Marvel superhero team artist. He is, in my eyes, one of the best that's ever done it, if not the best. And I've been looking at his drawings as far back as I can remember, and I still have as much love for them now as I did back then. And I've never taken a stab at inking him. And I kind of threw it out. I think it was like one of the first artists I threw out with my boys here. I said, let's ink John Buscema. And everyone liked the idea, but we kept coming up with other stuff to ink that was, I don't know, seemed more pressing. But I'm glad we got to it. And it's fucking dope what we did. It's really dope. So we had a lot of fun. And I think this podcast in particular is one where we all finally, it feels normal to us now doing these. So I want to do more and more of these because honestly, just sit back and enjoy it. There's some education in it. You know, we talk about what we're doing, how we're doing it, but it's just fun listening to us just talk stupid shit. That's just like a pocket of the podcast that I don't get to explore too much. Sometimes we get real serious. Sometimes we just get goofy, funny, and I think today we covered a good bit of everything. So, yeah, that's all I got for you today. Please, if you're watching this on the Far Side Network, actually, yeah, guys and gals out there, let's try to watch this live as it's streaming on Fireside TV, on the website, on the YouTube, on the Twitch channel, just to drive some traffic numbers that way. I'd like to see that happen. And also, watch twice. I know it's entertaining. Then, the second viewing, come over to my YouTube channel, hit subscribe, hit like on the episodes you're watching, leave me a little comment, give me some feedback. I'll talk to you. I respond to everybody. And let's grow these numbers. We are a community. Let's all fucking build together. I was talking about it at the beginning. This is me doing it my way. And I want to see you do it your way. I want to know what you're doing. Tell me in the comments. Let me see it. I want to go check it out. Just like you're checking my shit out. So, yeah, follow me also on all social media at Inkpulp, INKPULP. Alan, how about throwing a little graphic up right here? Can you see that? If you put it there, this is awesome. If you didn't, I look like a fucking idiot. Either way, you're laughing or you're seeing. So follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. I got a TikTok. I'm still trying to figure out TikTok. It ain't easy, man. I'm not a little kid who likes to lip sync. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm trying. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I believe, let me check. Yeah, when this comes out, my commission list is open. It just opened a few days ago. I'm only opening up 5 slots, so by the time you hear this, it might be full. But if not, check out my social media. 5 slots, 3 styles, all 11 by 14. 1 version, black and white. 1 limited color palette. 1 will be fully painted. That'll be black and white for $400. Limited palette for $600. Full color for $800. So if you want to get a commission from me, there's only 5. Only 5, and they might be gone. Come check it out. Come to my Instagram. Go to my art dealer's page, essentialsequential.com, and click on commissions area there. and you'll see if I got any slots left. If not, I'll share them. You can see them all. Let me know what you think of them when I do them. And for those of you that got some, grazie. Other than that, let's get on this episode here. Us four inking Big John Buscema. Peace. All right, welcome to the Inkpulp podcast. I'm back with my good friends, the inking crew. We need a good name for us.
We do. Like a band name.
I forgot to wear my shirt.
Well, you're wearing our shirt, which is good.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're wearing a shirt. That's what matters, Tommy.
No pants.
So today we're going to be inking John Buscema, who is someone I've wanted to tackle from the start of this. And I think the reason, I've just always been such a fan of his drawings. I think no matter how loose he is, the structure is always really solid.
Sure.
So, Tommy, you had some, do you have those books? You want to show those books real quick?
Yeah.
Those were really cool.
I mean, I think we all kind of had the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book when we were kids. And then a couple of books that came out over the last couple of years were, IDW published this one with a gallery with a whole bunch of, I mean, it's got lots of, it has like cool, like color, stuff like printed, which is fun looking, but then you have also scans of the black and whites.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
And what I found, so you have like, so there's not a ton of pencil work, and I think that's kind of what we're finding, but I ended up finding this head, this weird head drawing. So I'm going to eat that.
But look at all the cartoon. But look at all the cartooning around it. Like,
Right, that's what I was saying. That's like more
brilliant.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Good stuff. That's awesome.
That head is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy, that head is going to be so awesome to watch you.
Does it say where it's from or what it's for or anything?
I found something that said, it says it's from opposite page, 1974, and it says, I think it says Conan, which makes no sense.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian.
Is that the cyberpunk Conan?
Yeah, I don't
Bad
understand.
guy. It could be like a weird.
Yeah, maybe it was like a sci-fi Conan.
Maybe, or it's like the back of a page.
Maybe it was Call the Conqueror.
Oh, that makes actually more sense. Sort of.
Look at this Tarzan pencils here.
Oh shit.
Here, speak, Tommy, so the screen will go.
Oh yeah. Okay, look at these Tarzan pencils.
Nice.
Amazing.
Wow, those are gorgeous. Gorgeous.
I think even though most of us think of him as such a classic Marvel artist, which he is, there is a very classical kind of illustration that he did, and then there's even stuff he did as an illustrator outside of comics. One of these books has a pretty good selection of that stuff too. And then the other one is Hermes Press did a pretty cool book. John Buscema, Michelangelo of comics.
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I will say that no one even comes close to him for drawing Mephisto.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of a lot of people in the Marvel universe that he kind of just is the staple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's-
Namor, I'd
there's
probably
a
say
lot of-
Namor too. Like I'm gonna ink this Namor.
This book is pretty much all black and white, so which
Oh
is
shit. That's awesome.
pretty cool. But it has a lot of stuff I found really interesting, especially towards the end of Buscema's career, where he was kind of getting more on retiring. And remember this stuff he was doing in the late 80s, early 90s of Wolverine and stuff?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Is that did Sienkiewicz ink some of that Wolverine stuff?
Yeah, and this one is
Yeah.
Klaus.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh shit. We should do Bushima again and bring Klaus in on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool. You guys know him? I don't know. I've never met him.
Oh, then I'll set it up. It'll be great.
That'd be awesome.
He's a real jerk.
And that's
Terrible
saying something
man.
coming from Tommy.
Yeah.
Terrible man.
What a surprise. Tommy didn't like someone.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, we can just all be happy that he likes us. So
Yeah, that's true.
Do I?
I sent you guys some stuff out of this book,
Oh, okay.
which is really cool. There's like, look at some of this illustration work.
Oh, nice.
And shit. Totally classic stuff.
Very
That's
cool.
And then back here, look at these like old pencil, like Western Lucy. And then there's also just some like observational drawing he was doing.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So
Who's older, John or Sal?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's a good
No idea.
question. That's a good question.
But so let's show everyone what we're gonna ink. I'll switch my camera and show you all that I'm gonna be tackling just from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, this Namor. Like we were talking about, I just saw Scott Williams kind of posted his inks on it and the internet went crazy. And I'm curious because my aesthetic is not at all like Scott's, but I'm looking forward to bringing my aesthetic to this. And then what are you doing, Jim?
I got the badass Hulk. Just an incredible pose, incredible
Is that
drawing.
pencils?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's basically this you could just scan and digitize and it would be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost feel like cheating during this one, but it's so
Yeah,
fucking
but you're gonna
cool.
put your Jim magic on top of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking scratch on it and
Right. All right, and then Troy, what are you're doing the same?
The same one. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do all my noodly business on this. So.
I am real excited to see that too, man. That's gonna be great. And Tommy, which one are you doing? You got that crazy head.
Yeah, I was gonna share my screen, but it says that you've disabled it.
Oh, I'll turn that on. It's not that I've disabled it, I haven't enabled it.
No, I know. I understand. Oh, no, yes, you still haven't done it. So just,
I'm in the
forget
middle
it.
of doing it. Hold on there, Frankie.
Sean, how dare you?
All right, Tommy, it's all yours now.
Oh, hey, it's working. I got it. I got it to work. There's that head.
Awesome. So are you're not inking that on the computer, you're just showing it on the computer.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
I printed it out, and it's on my little okay. Since I've been having so much trouble with the internet connection, I'm doing this not in my studio. I'm at the kitchen table, so I can
Right.
have a better connection. So
I'm very excited about this because Tommy's had problems this whole time when we've been trying to go. So today's gonna be nice and smooth.
yeah, but you know what? The big lightning storm just started outside.
Oh, good.
So I have this little like light box thingy, and I printed out that drawing,
Nice.
and I'm just gonna do it on this thing. I just brought a couple brushes in. I was not picky at all on what I grabbed, so we'll see how it goes.
All right.
There goes the power.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, the power just flickered.
Oh,
Your
all right.
your car's Tommy.
Yeah,
Tommy, you just can't win, man.
yeah.
Tommy, I heard there's a meteor shower headed your way.
Oh, we had an earthquake today in North Carolina.
I heard that.
What?
Yeah,
Where was it exactly?
it was in Sparta. Of course, we have a Sparta, North Carolina. They probably call it Sparta. But yeah, it's actually the local news. They said, oh, there was an earthquake in Sparta, and they showed a photo of Sparta, Greece, on the news.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's one of. I think I was gonna start bashing on stuff, but so yeah, there was an earthquake, and Melissa felt it. Everybody felt it. I was asleep. So.
Is Melissa home now?
Yeah, they got home late last night.
And they were in Lake Michigan?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, her parents live right on the coast, right on the lake.
That's a beautiful lake. I have a friend who goes there all the time.
Yeah, and so yeah, they dropped off Scarlett and Katie at school in Greensboro, and then Henry and Melissa got home, and then now Henry went back to his mansion in Durham.
Hell yeah.
So Tommy, when we come up there to film in a few weeks, I'm hoping we can get into Durham for dinner, maybe, if things are looking good for that.
Yeah.
And I want to see Henry's like palace.
Where do you film and shot?
I am starting a series of instructional downloadable videos that will teach all aspects of comic book art. But the first few years, I'm going to focus on traditional inking, because I mean, you know, it's all of us. We have an affinity for it, but it's something I want to like sort of catalog and preserve, and also teach the techniques of, because I feel like traditional inking is kind of like going through a renaissance right now, where not everyone has to do it. So those that are doing it are really, really challenging it and pushing it into exciting new territories. So I filmed one of me. I'm going to do one of Tommy in a few weeks. And then I'm going out to Oregon. I'm going to film with Jim and then Eric Canetti. And I'm just going to keep doing these. I mean, I hope I can get Klaus next year sometime.
Eric lives in LA though, right?
What?
Doesn't Eric live in LA?
No, he's in Oregon now. He moved like right before COVID hit.
Oh shit, okay.
He works for Riot, but remotely now.
Okay.
Yeah, I still haven't seen him out here. It's
I think I saw him on the news.
it'd be cool to hang out at some point, but
Tommy.
I think I saw him downtown. Near the federal building or something.
oh yeah, I heard that he's leading some revolutionary activity.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I thought he was just trying to mail a letter.
So yeah, Troy, that's what I'm shooting.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. It's great because there's this real surge in really talented folks putting content out there. You know, videos and everything, and it's really nice to see.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know, I have a background in art education. Like I kind of put together and built the sequential art program at SCAD in Atlanta with a good friend of mine.
Oh, I did not know.
And I taught there and ran the department for a good 10 years while I was working in comics full time, and almost killed myself.
Yeah.
And then finally was like, I just want to draw. But I did miss teaching. I didn't miss working for a evil corporation.
Yeah.
So
Right.
let me do this. This way I can teach kind of on my terms.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who teaches who doesn't have complaints about the administration, about how things are run.
Yeah, plus the cost of art school, I feel really, really awful about that. And, you know, my goal is if I can have a library of I don't know, 100 to 200 downloadable videos that will teach anyone any area of comic book creation at like 30, 40 bucks a pop. Like that's so much, that's like affordable, and it justifies like studying paying to learn how to do comic art, because taking out a $200,000 art school loan to learn how to do this is absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think that's a fantastic idea, because even now, like my collection of artist editions isn't huge, but you certainly can, even like almost 30 years in, like I have been, still pick up stuff from those books and videos, definitely.
Right. So that's my goal. That's my plan. And that's also, gonna give me the financial freedom to do my own comics as well, I hope.
Hell yeah, that's the shit, man. That's awesome. Troy, I had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Deciding to start off on the foot, like the bottom of the piece, is there a reason for that, or?
There is no reason, and I'm really weird in that I always start everything I do in the bottom left-hand corner, and I don't know why.
Are you serious?
Okay.
No
Yeah.
shit. Wow.
Like I don't even pay attention to it, and I just invariably go to the bottom left-hand corner. Like on all these commissions that I've been doing, every single one has been the bottom left-hand corner.
Okay, interesting.
Are you a very type A personality person, like artist? Like, are you very organized and?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I say that I'm very purposeful in what I do.
I am too. I don't start like you do in the same spot, but I look for like the perfect area. Like I study the drawing for like 30 seconds before I make my first mark, and it kind of like tells me where I should start. But it's interesting to see you always starting in the lower left.
I think the only conclusion that I've sort of come to is that I like to find my way into a drawing when I don't know exactly what I'm going to do.
Right.
And the point of focus is almost never the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, well, yeah.
So if you're gonna kind of fuck something up, do it in a place where people aren't gonna really notice it. That's why I think I do it, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's kind of very similar to the way I start. Is I look for an area, because normally when I start, my brush is pretty wet because I just like dipped it in water for the first time, and I like to work pretty dry. So I look for an area that's going to be pretty black and will allow me to sort of work the brush to get a little dry. So it's like it's an area I can fuck up a little and it'll be okay. So it's not that different from what you're saying.
You know, I would kind of do the opposite a lot of times when I was working on like Star Wars stuff, especially. I would always start with like an actor's face or something, like the most important thing.
You would?
Because then if I fucked it up, I had to start over.
Oh, I see.
And it's like if I fucked that up later on in the process, I'd be really screwed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say you got 2-ton balls, though, for starting there. But that makes sense. I mean, it makes total sense.
What are guys working on? Can we talk about that, or is it all like hush hush, top secret?
You mean like freelance wise?
Yeah.
Well, me, all my energies right now going into my podcast, into this educational like business I'm starting, and I'm doing a project with a rap group called The Far Side. If you're not familiar with rap that much, but if you are, you know who The Far Side is. And I think now we got Del the Funky Homo Sapien involved.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I have a Zoom meeting tomorrow with Killer Mike about another project. So I'm doing a lot of that stuff, but I'm also like spending time finally writing my own comic so that all of this is like pushing me towards that.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
What about you guys?
Jim?
Man, we're still working on the Girl Scouts animated pilot, waiting for script notes from the people paying for it. I guess I can't say
With the
who that
money?
is.
Yeah, with the money.
Those money people. So that's going good. And then I'm doing commissions. I just started working with Cam at Inky Knuckles on getting some commission and art representation happening. So it's been kind of cool, man, to just be able to like kick back and get into some drawings again, just for people. You know, it's like that's been eliminated completely because of no conventions this year. So I figured it was time to kind of get back into doing some paid commission kind of work.
Yeah, I just finished a round of those. Those have been so nice to have. And Jim, yours are looking fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I showed Sean some stuff yesterday. So
Oh, cool.
I'll share with Troy, with you and Tommy, like later. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to show it right now. So, but I'll show you guys what I'm doing for sure.
Cool.
Tommy, what are you working on? Can you say? You can't say, right?
I can't say on one of the things because it's a comic, but we haven't announced it yet or anything, and then the other one is the comic that we just solicited it is from AWA Grendel, Kentucky. So issue 1 comes out September 2nd, so right around the corner.
Nice.
And
Are
the
you
final
done
order
with-
cutoff is tomorrow, huh?
Are you done with that with Grendel?
I have I have 10 pages left to ink of the final issue,
Oh, wow.
and it's because I'm kind of juggling that and the new thing. So I'm going extra slow on both projects.
So Tommy's an example of a rock star who's in demand.
Well,
Oh yeah.
And
I think
Troy,
I
what were we saying, Tommy?
was just saying I just things just kind of worked out, you know. I'm pretty lucky that I'm busy, you know.
Yeah, but you're also a wonderful artist, so it's not surprising. What about
Well,
you, Troy?
Well, I like Jim. I'm doing a lot of commissions right now with Inky Knuckles as well. I started working with Cam a year or so ago, and
Yeah, I
that's
really
been going really well.
I like the business he's got going. I like seeing like it's a good roster of dudes.
And one woman, Rossi. We can't forget Rossi.
Oh, is Rossi? I was going to ask you about that. I was happy to see. I saw that she was on the stream. I didn't know if she was with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
great.
actually been with them longer than I have. She worked with him
Oh.
when he was partnered up with someone else. So she's, I think, mainly been doing animation of late, though. So
Yes, she's really gotten good.
Her stuff's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's really good.
What's her name again?
Rossi Gifford.
I'll have to look it up.
She lives in Toronto, but she's from Scotland. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's awesome. She's really cool too. I mean, she's a great artist and really cool person.
And and I'm working on another comic project, just my own. I had a project that disappeared. It was supposed to, I think I talked about this before. It was supposed to be the bulk of my 2020.
The Dark Horse project?
Yeah, the Dark Horse one. And that didn't happen. And then I got hooked up with Cam, and commissions really started taking off, but I still love doing comics. So I've been working on something of my own, no publisher or anything attached. And I'm just trying to figure out the best avenue of putting that out there. And maybe it's Patreon. And, the commissions have afforded me the ability to just work on something and not really have to sweat finding a publisher right away. So that's been
Yeah,
nice.
I love that. That's exactly where I'm leaning. Just do it myself. I love the
And
idea.
it is weird. The thing that I'm doing, and I've just decided to really, really lean into the type of stuff that I want to do.
Oh, I'm
And
excited for that.
yeah, it's really, really strange, and it's exciting for me to sort of really kind of flex that stuff where in the past I'd come up with an idea and maybe I'd pull back on it a little bit because I'd worry about the commercial viability of it. And now I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think as artists, I think we all do better when we don't worry about that shit.
Yep.
I think like, and maybe this is naive, but I feel like people who are fans of our work, especially like this crew, we're kind of an eclectic group of artists. It's because we have a stronger singular voice that's a little different. So I think the more we embrace that and lean into it in every aspect from writing to drawing, I think it'll feel better to the reader, more true.
I agree. I totally
Definitely.
agree.
But yeah, it's also less pressure, like Troy, when you're working on your new thing, not having to worry about like what's the editor gonna think, what's blah blah
Right.
blah gonna think, and it's just making it for you first.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
100%. And it's been fun, and I'm playing with format. It's because it doesn't need to be the usual sort of comic size,
Sure.
Oh, awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, my thing I'm planning on doing at a different size and format as well. I found it so freeing to get away from this like page a day mentality, this 11 by 17 mentality, like all that shit.
Yeah, I mean the page a day thing. I mean, it makes sense if you have deadlines, you're doing a monthly, or you're doing a monthly book or whatever. But
Right.
if you can financially work it so you don't need to hit that speed, then don't.
Yeah, I agree. I'll do much better work not worrying about that.
Yeah.
Troy, I wanted to ask you, you posted it was a book, not a comic, but it was a series of short stories, I believe. Maybe horror.
Yes.
What is that? Because I'm really curious. I almost ordered it.
So you should. So he's a Swedish writer, and he wrote "Let the Right One In."
Right, which I love.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So he wrote the novel that it was adapted from. And then did you guys see Border, that movie Border?
No.
No.
Oh, it is so good. So it's
What
a
is
Swedish
that?
movie. It's a Swedish movie that came out, I think, 2019. It was on Netflix. It's not on anymore, but it might be on US Netflix. And I don't want to say anything about it because it would totally give it away. But it's this fantasy horror story that was taken from a short story that he wrote in this collection of short stories. But he also adapted it, and he wrote the screenplay. So he's written a handful of horror novels, and he's amazing. Like, he's incredible.
Sweet.
All right, I'm gonna get the book because we're actually I'm gonna have a week off in September. And I'm just looking for something to read while I'm away.
And what's cool is in the collection of Lundqvist is his name, and in the collection of short stories, if you like Let the Right One In, and you should read the novel. I'd actually recommend you picking that up first.
Okay.
There's a couple of the short stories that tie into it.
Yeah, I saw you said that on the post. That's what piqued my interest, was that it was the guy who did Let the Right One In and that it tied into it.
And the novel really delves into a lot more.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound great. I also just ordered. Jim was turning me on to the new Adrian Tomine book.
Oh yeah, I know. Me too. I was talking to Jim about that yesterday.
Am I
Yeah.
saying it right? Is it Tomine or Tomine?
No,
Tomine.
it's because there's the Jim and Ed did an interview with him, and it's like Tomine or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that was out of his mouth. So,
Yeah.
and I could be getting it wrong now, but I think it's something like that. It was not a version that I had come up with myself, so I had been wrong for years and years.
Well, I ordered that, and then I ordered the Tom Scioli Kirby book, which I'm excited to read as well.
I love that book.
And then Jim showed me. Jim, maybe you should show us the other
geez.
book.
Yeah, let me grab that real quick.
Guys, this book is gorgeous.
I don't know if you guys know Jose Gonzalez.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Dynamite put this out, and he's like, you know, classic Vampirilla
Like, yeah.
artist, but seeing his illustration work and his you know, early
Oh shit!
pen and ink comic stuff, absolutely gorgeous work.
Yeah, those black and white compositions just killed me when Jim was showing that.
And then it's got a bunch of his, like, you know, just the full color illustrated Vampirilla imagery from like 70s, 80s, but he's amazing, man. His drawing and illustration chops are just
Oh yeah.
fantastic. Like,
Wow.
shit. So this
Yeah.
book, I this is a hardcover that Dynamite put out. It's really, really dope.
So I just ordered that one too.
I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. How are
It's
you guys
funny-
doing? Oh, I'm sorry, Troy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I see stuff like that, it just reminds me to stay in my lane.
yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
I love looking at stuff like that though. I was telling Sean, I mean, it's like out of my wheelhouse, but just seeing pure
Oh yeah.
skills on that level of like composition, rendering, it inspires me to think more about that stuff, even though my application is not going to match what he's doing, you know. That goes without saying, but it's still just fun shit to look at night, like when I'm just kind of in the studio hanging out.
For sure.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot to learn from people who aren't in your wheelhouse. Like,
Yeah.
you can like
yeah.
apply the shit they're kind of doing and like filter it through your brain and spit it out, and it won't look like them, and it'll look like something new for you. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just making a joke, as in like that guy's in a complete other stratosphere
Yeah, no,
than me.
yeah. Well, Troy, man, you're killing it. Like, we were talking before we were recording. That commission you're doing, all your commissions you've been doing are so amazing. That one
Well,
you're doing now just really is
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
I appreciate it. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Like it's and trying to make it my own, but also I don't know. Yeah, like I'm really enjoying it. So it's but they're very time consuming.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's just sort of trying to create tone and contrast, you know, to create space basically. So
Right.
and depth.
Yeah,
And
man.
I go through these pens like crazy.
I'm sure.
Are those the Tombow pens?
They're the zebra pens.
Oh, the zebra ones, right?
I use the fine lines, so
Right.
almost exclusively these ones. So
Yeah, man. I was telling Cam yesterday on the phone, I was like, man, I started my new commissions, and I had to just stop looking at Troy and Matt Allison's commissions. Fuck, dude, these guys are doing fine art, like ink. These aren't even commissions. These are illustrations. Like, do you guys remember 20 years ago, like a commission meant you did a quick head sketch with a Sharpie on like a backing board.
Right.
$10. That's like me and Scott Morris used to set up at San Diego, and your commissions were like, yeah, I do $20 drawings for people, and it's like a 10-minute thing that it's a commission.
Right.
And now commissions are, what that means is like,
Well, they were called sketches
full-blown-
back then, Jim.
full-blown illustration, like
Right.
worthy illustration. It's nuts, man. It's really, I mean, it's amazing and inspiring, but I was like, fuck, I can't even look at what these guys are doing when I'm approaching my stuff, because it's just too much. It's too much pressure, you know.
No, but that's the thing, is like, it's such a great group, and we all do such different stuff, and I think that Matt and I are sort of pushing it in a different area, and him, I don't know if like we consider ourselves competing with one another, but we're certainly definitely talking a lot and keeping our eye on what the other guy is doing.
Sure.
And I've got to know Matt pretty well here in the last 8 months or so, and it's funny because he's a really good guy, and if you read Cancor, you would think that it comes from, you know, some human being that you could never have a conversation with, and you know,
Right.
it couldn't be further from the truth. But
Yeah, his work is incredible.
yeah, and it's fun learning about the sort of collecting market from Cam, because there was a lot that I just had no idea. And
Yeah, it's become its own
yeah,
thing now. It's like a whole subculture within comics and illustration now of these people that are buying this stuff, you know.
Well, it's like comics are hitting the art market now. Like the artists in comics are hitting that. Like, we've kind of created our own little art market. It's awesome.
Yeah. Did you guys by chance watch the new Todd McFarlane documentary that came out?
Not yet.
Okay, well, it's great, but there's something that he says in it that I thought was really interesting and true, which he said that current time right now, he's like, there's never been a higher level of artistry happening in comics right now. And he's like, man, you walk through any artist alley at any big show now, and it's just guys that are just completely destroying it, you know. And for me, it's like, well, sure, that's true. The only downside is it's like, well, I wish more people were buying the product, buying the actual books, you know.
Oh, right.
Well, and that's what I've found too with the collecting market, is that pages aren't selling incredibly well unless, you know, I think there's a correlation between the popularity of the book and then pages selling. But like, I have an easier time lining up clients for commissions than I do selling pages, and the pages are significantly more affordable than a commission is. But I think that part of it too is the notion that there is an artist you like who is currently out there in their universe, their life, working on something specifically for them.
Yes.
You know, and perhaps they've given a little bit of art direction, or you know, suggested what they want as a finished product. So there's that element as well, and yeah, it's just been really, really interesting, and have some really interesting things lined up on my list that I still have to complete. So I've been having fun with them.
Oh, dude, they're masterworks.
Yeah, they really are. They are. You're getting close to that, like, Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein level.
Well, those images are open on my laptop almost all the time.
There you go. Okay.
And I just look at how he plays with light, and like, I don't want anyone to think that I believe I'm anywhere near him. I'm not. But just seeing how he works dark against light, and like his rim lighting and stuff is just incredible. It's beyond me.
Yeah. I mean, that's some of the most masterful black and white illustration ever done by a human being.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing those images as a kid and just trying to wrap my head around, like, how the fuck did someone drew this?
Yeah, I know.
Like, how this is beyond anything I'm understanding. You know, this is it's incredible work.
Yeah, totally incredible.
I was fortunate to see a few of them in person, originals in person. So that was unbelievable.
Where did you see those at?
They might have been at Guillermo's house.
Oh, right. Okay, so he owns a couple of those.
More than a couple. At least he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if I should say that or not. Oh well. too late now.
It'll be okay.
I think there was like one of Guillermo's movies had like where he actually showed people around, you know.
Oh, that's true. He did in the extras. He showed around. It was at Bleak House, like where everything was. 'Cause
Right.
we did a bit of design work there for Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. So I spent a week there working. So yeah, like it just that's
I
right. He
remember
did.
seeing. I think I might have even seen some of that rights and stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to give you some cover here that I had already
I
knew that.
I appreciate it, pal. Yeah, his art collection is mental. It is just unbelievable.
I got to see, when I lived in LA, I got to see his exhibition at the lab.
Oh, damn! I wish I could have seen that.
And yeah, man, it's like, okay, this guy has ridiculously good taste. That goes without saying. Some of the things he owns is just like a collector's dream come true, like a fanboy's dream come true.
Yeah. Well, he's a huge fan of Richard Corbin. So he's got a lot of Corbin in his house.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally, right? Like, yeah, you don't got to do much math to get to that conclusion. So,
how you guys feeling about the inks you're doing right now?
I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
I feel like I'm rocking it.
Here's how mine's going so far. That head.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's
Wow.
gorgeous, Tommy.
Thanks. Since there's kind of like two sides to the face, I'm sort of like having fun maybe doing one side then the other.
That looks dope, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to approach him a little differently, or?
I don't know. Maybe. Because, yeah, there's the one side is like more like almost like a crazy like caveman dude. And the other side, yeah, is like a cyborg. So, yeah, maybe I should get Troy's favorite tool, a straight edge. Maybe do some of that on the other side. You guys, so, you know, it's funny seeing that Sean inking that Namor, because I remember that so vividly from when I was a kid, you know, from that book.
Yeah, that's why I chose it.
I went to the studio to try and find that piece I was telling you about, Sean, and I don't know where it is. I may have shown it to you in the past, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that.
I did when I was, man, I'd say maybe in like 7th grade or something. I one of the other pieces in that How to Draw Comics, the Marvel Way book, is a Thor, where he's like standing with the hammer up. It's we're kind of looking down on him, sort of, and the lightning's crashing, and
Yeah.
I did a like a you know, my version of a 7th grader painting of that back then.
Nice.
I gotta find it. But yeah, I was lucky enough to have classes like from an illustrator in Detroit where we lived that I was able to bring that to him and get really good pointers and learned all kinds of really cool techniques and stuff. It was great.
That's awesome. He didn't make fun of you for bringing in like comic book style.
He was kind of like a little bit of like what you were just saying about that Todd said. Even this was back in the 80s. He was like, you know, he was a commercial illustrator who did a lot of stuff, especially being in Detroit, a lot of stuff for ad agencies in the automotive industry and stuff. And he was saying how he's like, he was like, you know, comics are going to be like the art form of the 90s, you know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because there just wasn't any illustration was dying at the time. So,
yep.
So he was kind of seeing that as like a good sort of place for people like me that weren't going to be able to get jobs doing, you know, magazines and movie posters and, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we moved away from painted movie posters.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, just the design of movie posters now is so unremarkable.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, also, movies are so unremarkable now, too.
Well, oh, God, don't even get me started on that. It's going to make me cry.
Yeah. It's so true.
Oh, I thought of one of the movies I liked, Troy.
Oh, what was it?
It was a fellow Canadian did it.
Oh.
So I kind of grade Canadian filmmakers on a curve, you know, that way.
An asshole.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I can't remember it was Cronenberg's son.
Oh.
I can't remember, but it was. And I could look it up right now, but it's too complicated. It's a movie about actually it's about a oh yeah, okay, it's this really awesome story about it's like a near future kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And near future, because it's, even though it's not David Cronenberg himself, it's his kid. They obviously both he's inherited his affinity for body horror.
Uh-oh.
He came by it honestly.
Yeah, and man, it's especially like society is so obsessed with celebrity, like we are. It's let's say your favorite, let's say you worship Donald Trump so much that like he gets a flu or something. He has a cold, or he has because it's Trump, it's probably an STD. Okay, so he has STD, right? And you could he could sell that STD to a company that could then market it and sell it to his super fans, and you could have the same disease that he has.
Oh, yes, I've heard of this movie. What the fuck? What is it called?
That came from his body. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it sounds horrifying.
Yeah. All right. And it has that kid in it who he plays the asshole brother in Get Out. That like red-haired kid. You know the Jordan Peele movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the movie.
All right, I'm just gonna have to look it up.
It's a few years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw it on Hulu. I don't know if it's still on Hulu, but it's very simple, really, you know, just good storytelling, super simple, nice photography. I think it might be shot by Jonathan Demme.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
Really?
Maybe not. I might be freaking out. Okay. Antiviral.
Yes, I have heard of that. Yes.
Antiviral or antiviral.
Is it really like disgusting?
No. Not, I mean, there are moments, but not as bad as you would think based on his dad's stuff.
Right, and the premise.
Yeah. I mean, it's more disgusting in thought, which is the best kind.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Um,
Tommy, what was that Shudder movie you and Chris were going on about? Looks so good, that like sci-fi movie.
oh, it looks good, but it's a piece of shit.
Oh, I thought you said it was good.
No, it's good for like
Visually?
2.5 minutes, or I could watch on a loop.
Okay.
After that, it's just embarrassing.
Did you guys watch the trailer for the new Ridley Scott movie on HBO?
Oh, it's a miniseries.
It's a miniseries?
It's a miniseries.
Oh, I'm really excited for this.
Oh my God, that blew my mind.
It's called Raised by Wolves, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, a friend of mine told me about that. I didn't know.
Yeah,
what you
I
were
saw
talking
the
about.
trailer out of nowhere. I was like, I have to see this.
Yeah, a buddy of mine sent it. Kari sent it the other day,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
and I was just like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, it looks really good.
What genre is it? Like what kind of?
It's like sci-fi. It's really
Sci-fi
sci-fi
horror.
horror.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
When does that start?
Comes out in
September 1st, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I think it's next month sometime.
Oh shit. Okay.
Or the 10th, something like that. Coming up soon.
What channel? HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah, HBO.
Damn it, I'm gonna have to get HBO now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Unavoidable.
Also, I'm a big Wes Anderson fan, so I was
Me
happy.
too.
I was happy with his new trailer.
Oh, is that out?
The movie, I think it was delayed till next year.
Yeah, I saw the trailer like right before COVID hit, and my kids love Wes Anderson. We were just gushing. It looks so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He's great. I mean, sometimes it seems like he just sort of makes the same movie over and over again, but
I kind of like that.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. I mean, Moonrise Kingdom, I think, is one of my favorite first love stories ever told.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that one.
Huh.
What?
No, what? Nothing.
Oh, Tommy.
My favorite of his is Rushmore.
Of course.
Yeah.
Tommy's the purist.
No, it's just part of it might be like nostalgia or something, just because it's been in our lives for a long time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But what about what was the movie at the hotel?
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, what a beautiful. You didn't like that one, Tommy?
I liked it. I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying I like Rushmore is my favorite.
All right.
Jeez.
What about The Life Aquatic?
I didn't like that so much when I first saw it, but like most of his movies, I liked it more and more each time I saw it.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I like everything he does. But
Yeah.
it's like the Coen brothers too. Like they
Yeah.
could do no wrong in my eyes. So
I agree. Yeah, and I love his animated film.
yeah.
Both of them. They're great. They're great.
I like the Isle of Dogs one a lot.
Yeah, and Fantastic Mr. Fox is awesome.
Yeah, that is a good one. That's a fun one.
But
I
Isle of
know.
Dogs is great.
I can't get into the Fox one. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's.
That was like what introduced my kids to like not just his films, but like art house cinema. And I think it really shaped their taste in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zach is so influenced by Wes Anderson at 15, it's crazy.
That explains the tight pants.
Well, what's funny about Wes is you watch interviews with him, and because I don't know, he's probably around our age. He's probably in his 40s, but he sounds like an 85-year-old man.
Yeah, yes.
There's a funny video. I think it's him and Jason Schwartzman, and they're at Amoeba Records in LA, and they're buying records and movies, DVDs, and it is so funny because he is such a movie snob and unabashedly so. So like
Yeah.
he's just shitting on everything.
Oh, sure.
He's
sure.
like, nah.
Well, I'm trying to get my kids to watch some Robert Altman movies, explaining to them like this is where Wes comes from. They haven't taken the leap yet,
No.
but they will.
They should. You should have them watch some. The French director, and he stars in all his movies. And I know his name just completely escaped my mind as soon as I started talking. Tati.
I don't know. I'm not familiar at all.
So he has about 5 or 6 Playtime, Mon Oncle. They're brilliant, and they're totally Wes Anderson. Like Wes
Okay.
Anderson, loves this guy.
All right.
And he's sort of like the last, because he doesn't actually speak in them. So he's sort of a throwback to the silent era
that's
comedians.
cool. Yeah,
And he plays sort of the same guy, this kind of bouncy. I'll send you some links. You can watch some trailers. I think he's pretty brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Speaking of Jason Schwartzman, did you guys watch Bored to Death on HBO when that was on?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that series.
Yeah.
I always meant to watch it. We have HBO and it's on there, and I just haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, I recommend it a lot. It's really good.
It's my
What's the
buddy
writer's
Dean,
name?
my buddy Dean Haspiel did all the art for.
Did he?
Yes.
He did all of
that's right.
Zach Galifianakis plays a comic book artist, and
That's
Dean, it's all Dean's artwork that he's doing. It's cool.
Right. You're friendly with Dean, Jim?
I am. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
I gotta hook up. Sorry, Sean.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I knew him on my old Facebook and Instagram accounts, and I haven't hooked up with him on my new one. I'm gonna remedy that when we get off here.
Wait, you have a new Facebook?
No, just Instagram.
Sure.
Yeah, Facebook never to return.
It really is an awful place. It really is awful.
Yeah, it's sort of unnecessary at this point. I have it linked to my Instagram, but I don't actively go on Facebook normally. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm learning how to use the Facebook page because you can, like, I've listened to since I'm like really trying to sell and market my own shit now. There's a lot of success people are having on those platforms, so I'm trying to use it just for like business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the final straw for me was because I was selling artwork and stuff on Facebook and doing okay. It's not like I was making $1 million or anything like that.
Right.
But then all of a sudden they kept pushing me to open a business account, to switch it to a business account, which I didn't want to do. I'm not paying for Facebook. And as a result, they just absolutely crushed my outreach. Like no one was seeing my posts.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh shit. Okay. Those gangsters.
I know, right? Like, yeah. $2,000 extra I was making a year selling art on Facebook. I was really
right.
I was really pulling the wool over their eyes.
I watched a movie that I hadn't ever seen before, that I always knew of, but Troy, you probably know this movie, Bad Company from '72.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
It's they call it it's technically a Western because it takes place during the Civil War, and Jeff Bridges is in it. It's '72.
Wow.
And he looks like a kid, as you expect.
He totally does.
It's really wild, but he also there's another who he gets top billing, but the other kid who's in it is kind of the main character. is Barry Brown. He's so good. I'm like, why not really know this guy? And I looked him up, and unfortunately, he died when he was very young, when he was in his late 20s. Yeah, man, it is so good. It was such a cool little movie. Just coincidentally, I've been kind of like on a kick where I'm watching a lot of like, I just recently, like that one was Robert Benton, who wrote the old Bonnie and Clyde movie from way back with Beatty.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was directed by
Norman Jewison, right?
No. Shit, hang on.
You're talking about Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah. Hang on.
Are you looking it up?
Yes. Arthur Penn.
Oh, okay.
And then Arthur Penn did another movie that I had never really watched, but I always knew the artwork because it was a Bob Peak poster. It was Missouri Breaks.
I don't know that one.
And it has I just fucked up this head. No, I'm okay. It has Jack Nicholson and what's his name? Superman's dad.
Oh,
Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, Marlon Brando. Thank you, because he will always be Jor-El.
Right.
So it's those two guys in this movie about some like horse thieves, basically, and oh my god, the acting is so good. It's awesome. I
That's
love
the
it.
shit.
But yeah, it's like, and I just kind of coincidentally, like you find so many of those, especially in the 70s, you had these 60s and 70s, these actors and filmmakers that all, just ended up gravitating towards each other and working together.
Right.
Yeah, they really loved that sort of ensemble mentality back then, and almost like a theater group.
Yeah, that the craft of film was something different.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Exactly.
They looked beautiful, all shot on film. Yeah, just like you watch The French Connection.
Oh my god,
That movie's the shit. I love it.
Like you can smell those scenes. Like it's just so visceral.
Yeah.
There's another one of my favorite movies from around that time period is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Yep.
By Michael Cimino. And so much of that stuff it's like, also you notice the production design of this stuff. Like there's a movie that Cimino did that I hadn't seen in years that I rewatched recently, Year of the Dragon with Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But man, there's an actress in the movie. The main actress is so bad it makes it really hard to watch. And for like years, Melissa has like, we haven't seen that movie in so long. We just know all of her lines because we make fun of the lines all the time.
Who's the actress?
Some woman. I don't.
Some broad.
I know.
She ruined it.
It's. She's supposed to be Chinese, and to make it worse, she's like half white, half Japanese.
Right.
Just so bad.
They didn't care about shit like that back then, man.
No, you're right. And but I like those movies where the lead character is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And but anyway, what I love about each scene is you could go through that thing and it made me think about comics a lot too. Is like where you have like a scene like at the police commissioner's office or whatever, and they've art directed that location so well that you have papers, stacked up. You have certain books, certain, family photos of his family.
Right.
You don't think about it until you've, really like, unless you're focusing on that or you've seen it a bunch of times. And I totally, completely, 100% believe these people because of that space.
Right.
Right.
I think about that with comics all the time, where where there's not, I don't think, enough attention to that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Where I kind of wish there was a bit more like, like thinking about, like what, when we do that storytelling thing at the little workshop at NC Comic Con, Sean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, there's usually people ask, like, about like how do we learn about a character, or stuff like that, and there's so much you can just put in the background.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And it's so true, and I'm a huge believer in that too, Tommy, and it's I always really enjoy doing shit like that. And,
Yes, yes.
there's this scene that no one picked up on. Damon probably did, who I worked with on Vinegar Teeth. And there's a scene where Artie and Vinegar Teeth are getting drunk, and Artie decides to pull out the good stuff, and we sort of hint that there had been a woman in his life, and we don't really know who it is yet. It's revealed at the end, but he pulls out a bottle of the good stuff that he hasn't drank, and on the label, it was the wedding. That was the whiskey that they had at their wedding.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
And so it was. So the label is. So he's got his thumb covering the bride, so you don't see who it is, but you see him in his younger, not so saucy, sousy, drunken days. And it's just like, I just love doing shit like that. Like, probably no one realized that, but I knew it was there.
Yeah, I think it affects people's subconscious. I think people pick up on it, and it does communicate something.
Yeah, it contributes to the world building of the whole.
Totally.
It gives some authenticity to everything and character. It definitely, I think, serves the purpose.
But yeah, just having books on shelves and pictures in frames and stuff like that. It's just it's hugely important to give your characters a life beyond the story that you have them currently participating in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a show on, I think it's TNT, called The Alienist. Do you know that show?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's sometimes amazing, sometimes not, but it's worth watching, and partly because you're like, man, the stuff they can do today with technology, and today you can have a period piece on TV. I mean, there's there's really awesome sets, but then the stuff they do to extend the sets, where they built only the bottom floor of certain buildings, and then they build the rest of the building, the background, it's like they did that show. Penny Dreadful was a similar thing, where they were able to do so much stuff, but just by having giant green screens in the background. Right.
The new season of Penny Dreadful, I haven't watched any of it, but I got interested in the new one because it's like LA Black Dahlia time period.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. It was good.
I didn't see it. Oh, have you guys watched that Perry Mason show?
No, but I hear it's excellent.
I watched like an episode and a half. It's beautiful.
I watched the first episode and I was done.
I'm a period crime guy. Like me too. That's my go-to. So like, I'm a huge fan of Peaky Blinders.
Oh, I love Peaky Blinders.
And have you watched Babylon Berlin?
No, what's that?
Oh my God.
It's the German show.
Yeah, it is. So talk about world building. Holy shit. It is amazing.
What
It's
network is that on?
Well, I have it on Netflix here.
I
Okay.
think it's on Netflix here too.
All right, I'm gonna check that out.
It got recommended to me because we watched Dark, and that's another German show.
Right. I still gotta watch Dark.
Dark is awesome, man.
Yeah, I
Have
wanna
you seen that
see
one,
it.
Troy?
Yeah, prepare to really pay attention.
Yeah.
You can't sort of sleep through that one.
No. I ended up, before season 3, Melissa and I rewatched season 1 and 2
Yeah.
to try and even then I was like, wait a minute, you need like a poster chart on your wall.
You definitely need a flow chart of some kind.
Yeah.
I didn't end up watching season 3, but my partner loved it. She was all over it. So.
Oh, cool.
Where's the Perry Mason, the new Perry Mason?
HBO.
It's HBO. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
It's LA. It's fucking LA noir. It's so beautiful. I love looking at it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, The Alienist was interesting because I was a big fan of the books. So there was two, The Alienist and Angel of Darkness, and The Alienist I think is a far better story novel. And so I was really excited when they adapted it, and I'm a fan of the book more than I am of the miniseries.
Yeah.
But they did a great job. But yeah, I mean, in terms of making the world look right, for sure.
Yeah, I mean the way they built that whole like train elevated track platform.
Yeah.
And stuff, and they used that in season 2 again. And they've also built like some more like old downtown, stuff. And it's mostly shot in Budapest and works great.
Also, they've done 2 seasons of The Alienist?
Yeah, the second season is out right now. There's I think 6 episodes have shown. Where was it on? Where is it? I think it's on TNT here in the States.
Oh, so it'll be a bit yet before it comes on Netflix here then, I bet.
So yeah, they did, what's the second book called, Troy?
Angel of Darkness.
Yeah, they adapt that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because I didn't know anything really about the books until the show. And I thought it was kind of cool that they're going ahead and, sticking with, they're actually adapting the source material. I mean, within reason, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on the show that feels very much like, all right, this is for TV reasons,
Yeah.
Some of the soap opera type elements to it.
They got to add that flavor, Tommy.
I know. Gotta have those love scenes.
But yeah, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a period crime show for sure.
What's your favorite Coen Brothers movie, Sean?
My favorite is probably Miller's Crossing.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about this.
But I love Lebowski. I love Fargo. I mean, I love all their movies. But again, getting back to what Troy was saying, Miller's Crossing is that perfect crime,
Yeah, that's what made me think about it.
Yeah. And there's so many quotable lines in Miller's Crossing.
Oh yeah.
Every day after I hit the cat, and they start crying, and I'm like, "What's the matter? Somebody hit you?"
Jesus.
What'd you eat today? Hot dog and mustard. Hot dog and mustard?
And I love how they just open the movie just like The Godfather with the monologue. But that monologue is so good in Miller's Crossing. Ethics.
The question of ethics.
Right. It's so good.
I met John Polito one time at a restaurant.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was with Howard. It was me and Chase.
Oh my God.
Yeah. and we were at a restaurant in like North Hollywood or something.
Did
you
Howard
know?
take a swing at him?
And it
Sorry,
was,
John.
and it was like, he was, of course, like most actors, you're like, wow, he's so little, you know.
Right.
Which you already can tell that he was a small guy, but
Right.
in
Right.
person it was like, whoa, you know. And of course, because I was like 21 or something, you know, I had to impress him with my my lines from Miller's
Oh,
Crossing.
I'm sure he loved it.
Oh no!
Actors love that.
I love Jim's reaction. Oh no!
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
It's been living in LA for 16 years, man, and just occasionally seeing people make fools of themselves in front of celebrities, and like
Yeah.
after you live there for a while, you understand like you don't talk to celebrities, like don't fuck with them. They're just people. They just want to get their food or their coffee or whatever they're doing and get out of there.
Right. Right.
And I had an incident. I mean, it wasn't with me, but I was at my local coffee shop with Richard Lewis was standing right in front of me about to order.
I think Jim, did you tell this story on a previous episode?
Oh God, I probably did, but
Or-
I don't remember it.
Okay, yeah, tell it, because it might have just been me and you talking.
but there was a guy who was just in the coffee shop who came up to Richard Lewis and interrupted him
Oh
as he
my
was trying
God.
to order. I
Oh.
was like, dude, I just wanted to say hi. Like, I love your work. You're so funny. Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Richard Lewis is just like, I can't. I can't. Yeah, I just can't. Like, that was his reaction. He was like, he couldn't even form a full sentence and be like, go away. He was just like, yeah, man, I can't. The guy was like, oh, and just walked away.
Was the guy like, oh, you really are Richard Lewis?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't say those words, but it was just
Right.
like, this is the guy. This is what did you expect? You
Right,
know?
exactly.
But man, yeah, it was just weird, like seeing people react to things. And
This one time I saw this guy with John Polito. He was such an ass.
we were at
But no, he was impressed, man. He was. I could tell.
What line did you say, Tommy?
I honestly don't remember. There was probably about 7 of them. Or something.
At least you didn't. At least you didn't ask him to do a scene with you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that time you said this? Do you remember your time you said that?
Yeah. I even know all your lines from those 2 episodes of Miami Vice. Here, let me get out. I have it written here.
Wait, all right, Troy, speaking of great crime films, The Long Good Friday.
Oh, I don't know if I know that one. I'm writing
It's
it
the
down.
British one. Bob Hoskins is in it.
Oh yes, I have seen
Oh,
it.
I love that one.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's like 70s.
English.
It kind of like Guy Ritchie movies, like a lot of the older actors in the Guy Ritchie movies, they're younger actors in this one.
So like Guy Ritchie movie, but good.
No. Now I will say that The Gentleman is not a great movie, unfortunately. I wanted that's his new one.
I
Yeah,
wanted that to be good
I
too.
wanted it. Yeah, I wanted it to be good, and unfortunately, it's not great.
He's real hit or miss.
He is now.
Yeah. He hasn't hit in a while. But I loved Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch.
Yeah.
And what
Lock,
about
Stock,
Layer
and-
Cake? That wasn't him, but I enjoyed Layer Cake.
No,
a
that was
lot.
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, that was good.
So Matthew Vaughn was his producer on those 2 movies.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he moved over to directing, and then he directed the Neil Gaiman adaptation.
Stardust.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's his best movie.
I really like Layer Cake. That's a good movie.
I watched it about 3 weeks ago. Again, I had seen it before.
Great use of music too in that movie.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock was such a strong debut.
Yeah, it really was.
I remember everyone saying like, "Oh, it's this British guy made it's like the British Pulp Fiction."
Oh.
And that was kind of the selling point of it.
Right.
With the music, the
Right.
characters, the
Snappy
crime.
dialogue.
Yeah. But I thought it was really. That's still his best thing, I think.
Yeah, I like Snatch too. I know it's kind of almost the same movie in a lot of ways, but I enjoy Snatch.
Yeah.
I didn't even mind his Sherlock Holmes movies.
I don't think I saw those.
The first one's cool.
Yeah, the first one's cool. The second one drags. Like it's a little long. But
I watched a little bit of I don't remember Rock and Rolla.
yeah.
What I saw was like it was visually it was a really cool scene where he's like the Clash is playing that. It's that track. My daddy was a bank robber.
Oh yeah.
And the main character's just drugged out of his mind, holding these pistols, and I was like, visually, that's awesome. But I didn't see the whole movie to really make a call.
Yeah.
And
What's the
just love that
movie?
song.
What's the movie he made with
Revolver? Is that what you're gonna with Ray Liotta?
No, but who's the guy who plays Bane? Tom Hardy.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is in a crew, but he's a gay dude, and he's trying to, and it's Gerard Butler.
That's The Gentleman, isn't it?
No.
No, this is an older flick. Oh fuck! What's it
Wait,
called?
is that rock? It sounds familiar. That's not Rock and Rolla.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that's who.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, because I kind of
that's Rock and Rolla.
Okay.
that one didn't stick very well for me.
Yeah.
So.
Describing his movies, it's like the crime one where the
right with the
guys
Brits.
wearing leather jackets. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
The only one that doesn't work with is the Madonna movie.
Ooh,
Which one is what is that?
that's the comedy.
Yeah, you don't need to ever
Yeah,
watch
don't,
that.
Jim, don't
Oh,
go
I don't
near
even
it.
know about
Don't
that.
go near it.
Okay. Yikes. I'm assuming they were still married when that happened.
They
That's
were,
like when
yes.
they met.
Okay. Yeah, she tried her hardest to have a movie career, and it just did not.
And she also tried her hardest to destroy his.
Yeah, she also tried her hardest to be British.
Yeah.
You guys ever have dreams where you have like a reoccurring person in your dreams, like somebody you don't even know, like, so it's usually like a public figure or something. And basically my point is that Madonna has been in like a billion of my dreams.
Wow.
What?
And it's nothing like I don't have a thing for her or anything. It's like
Sure,
this weird, like she's like my buddy who helps me out of situations.
What?
That's
Dude,
awesome.
you gotta write this comic, man. Madonna's my
awesome.
buddy who helps me through life by speaking to me in my dreams.
No. It's like in my dream, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a town where I don't know where to go, and I'm like, oh man, it's like things are getting really bad. All the socialist, fascist, Marxists are coming out to get us.
Whoa.
And
Dude, this is an anthology you gotta do. Like each story is one of your
and I'm
dreams.
always like, shit, I think Madonna's got a place around here I can crash.
That's amazing.
It's that. It's always like she has this awesome place that I can hang out at. Or she's like, oh, Madonna sent a car to pick me up. Or, like whatever. It's really weird.
Right.
It's always like, shit, oh man, I'm all out of cash, and then like, I get a Venmo from Madonna.
It's amazing.
A
Yeah.
Venmo from Madonna. That's so awesome.
Is this real or is this a dream you just came up with right now?
No, it's real. It's real. Melissa will vouch for this. Like
She's like
it's
your
a-
spirit animal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
I know I never want to meet her because it'll wreck you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
It's amazing.
My dreams are always just super stressful, and there's always a lot going on, and I'm always racing around, and I don't know where the fuck I am. And
Yeah. You need Madonna.
I know I don't have a Madonna.
I mean, it's always like that. I lost my luggage. I'm at the airport. I missed my flight. Madonna's got a private jet, like fueled up, waiting for me.
That's the shit. Tommy, where was Madonna when you lost your ID in the airport in Chicago? But then you found it,
though?
right?
She found it and put it in my backpack for me recently. If this happened, I had to send Jim a photo that I actually found my license that I lost in Kansas City. I found it in my backpack a little while ago.
No.
Dude, I cracked up when you sent me that because I watched you go through every fucking pocket and nook and cranny of that backpack. Like, where was it?
It was weird. There was like one tiny little, it's like almost not even a pocket. It was like a little piece of fabric that you could barely stick something behind it. And
Wow.
Almost as if it was designed for a driver's license or something.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah, that I mean, luckily you were able to just get your what did Melissa, did she wind up FedExing?
Yeah, she got me a new like temporary driver's license or whatever, and I spent like $100 or whatever to have that.
Sure.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, the Madonna wasn't there.
No, not at that time. Not when you needed her most.
Damn.
All I had was my wife.
She's tired of the Madonna comparisons.
Let's peek in and see where everyone's at. Jim, where are you at?
I've got a full background going on.
Oh man.
Crazy shit.
Oh wow.
But there he is.
That's awesome.
Wow. Jeez,
I don't know.
what the heck?
I got some spawning some blacks and stuff in his head to do. I'm slow.
Wow. I'm slow too, but that's looking great, Troy.
Yeah, mine's going slow.
Let me see yours, Tommy. You were like halfway done now, like 15 minutes into this. Then you got to the robot side.
Oh, sweet.
Speak, Tommy, so we can see it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm working on the robot side and kind of having them mesh. I don't have any like straight edges or circle templates or anything in the house here. So I can't do my crazy, I think it would take too long anyway.
That's
but
cool.
It would be kind of fun to do it like where one side was very mechanical, it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming out kind of cool.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome.
That lush inking.
Here, I'll pop mine up. Try to get it on camera.
Yeah, man.
See, that's looking classic.
Yeah, it's funny as I like.
Show it again, Sean.
As I was starting this, I was like, I'm gonna bring a little indie flair to it. And as I'm making it, I'm like, this is really classic looking.
It is. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's like unavoidable with when you're working over certain guys who really got that.
Yeah, that's the
You know?
look. That's the look.
I'm actually really enjoying working on this.
Me too. I'm having a lot of fun. That's for damn sure.
I think Jim and I are just in misery right now.
I always have fun with these inking other people videos. It's just, the classic, more feathery type guys, I just have to still do my thing, and sometimes the decision making becomes like, well, I guess this works. I don't know.
Well, then let's pick someone a little more like eclectic next time. Not so
Yeah, I mean, I
focused.
enjoy the challenge though, man. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I do too, but we haven't done that yet. Like, who would we pick?
It just yeah. I mean, I have to think about it,
it's
but,
something to think about.
you know,
Definitely something to think about. Troy,
the
do you have
Frank
any
Miller
ideas?
one for me, that was like the
That was
perfect.
awesome. That was awesome.
That was like the perfect marriage of just okay. This just feels great. This is I can get dirty and crazy with this one. You know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my who would be cool to do. I mean, I'm loving this, but yeah, who would be that's a little more oddball, a little more quirky,
Yeah, exactly.
and who we can find pencils on. That's the other
Right.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe like a European cartoonist, you think?
Have you guys done Mobius?
No.
That would be insane.
That would be pretty wild, though.
Yeah, I didn't see Mobius before because I thought you guys would have done.
It just depends on which Mobius are we talking about Mobius or like Jean Giraud? Like,
I think you would do Mobius.
yeah.
Yeah.
More of his science fiction fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I'd be down for that for sure.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe that's what we
Are there
do.
pencils of that kind of stuff?
What?
Are there pencils of that kind of stuff?
I don't know. We'd have to look.
I think so. I think I've run across some before.
Kirby was a really nice one we did. That's kind of exactly that perfect ground for all of us, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about speaking of Richard Corbin?
Oh.
Do his pencils exist? Like, that would
Oh,
be
I've
amazing.
never seen. I would love that. I've never seen his pencils though.
Let's look for that.
That would be
I
a crazy
love
exercise.
to do that.
That would be awesome.
What if we inked Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein drawings?
Yeah.
No thanks.
And we only give ourselves 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, man, that would have to be like a 6-hour video. But that'd be a funny exercise. Like, 1 hour and you're go nuts. See what you can do in an hour.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting too.
Well, I figured Jim would finish.
Yeah, Jim will finish, of course.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't want to disrespect. Bernie Wrightson's like rolling in his grave at these terrible inks that I'm laying down on his shit. And it's on the web. It's like on the internet. Us just being like, Wrightson, look at what I'm doing.
The comic world hates us.
I wonder if we could get a hold of Sienkiewicz pencils.
I have some from him, but they're really loose.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Bill stuff's gonna be like
Scribbles.
super loose.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say like Matt Wagner, like 80s style.
That
like
could be fun, like Mage or something.
Yeah, Grendel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Howard would be fun, maybe.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
some old Howard pencils would be really fun.
Does that exist?
It'd be weird. Like a lot of Howard's pencils, like he worked in such a untraditional way sometimes, though. Like, because he would have other people draw like the backgrounds or props and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Right.
a lot of stuff on his pages, like he kind of just blocked in, like, okay, this is an airplane, and then he worked up the composition.
Manga style.
He drew the people around the airplane, and then he had like an assistant do the airplane itself.
I didn't realize he had so many assistants.
Yeah, he and like nowadays he doesn't He doesn't draw anything. It's all robots.
It's just him yelling at robots.
Yeah.
That's how the comics are made now.
We'll have to be sure he watches this episode, Sean.
Okay.
Do you still chat with him quite a bit, Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too much, but
Yeah, I
But
keep in touch
actually,
with Howard too.
he's just discovered Facebook. Isn't that weird, Sean? Like the last couple of
Dude,
years.
he spends so much time writing a post on Facebook. Like it's like a dissertation. It's almost like he's a journalist writing an op-ed every day on Facebook.
Yeah.
What's he writing about? Everything?
Politics mainly.
Yeah.
And they're brilliantly written. But I'm like, what are you doing? There's so much time put into this.
And then someone just retorts with fake news.
Right.
It's probably just the immediacy of like knowing that eyes are going to be on it. you
Yeah,
know, like,
and I mean, he's definitely like putting like he's crafting it. They're really well written.
Man, I can't do like speaking of John Buscema, did you guys ever see the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way video?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't know if I did.
no.
They did a video of it and
Stanley doesn't shut the fuck up
what?
on that video.
Oh, you told me to shut the fuck up, what?
No, Stan Lee doesn't shut the fuck up.
On the video.
That is also unsurprising.
Oh yeah, I don't remember I haven't watched the video in like 20 years. All I remember is how Bushima made everything look so easy.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And like he did stuff that like it's like Sean, I know you like to do everything with a brush, you know, like
Yeah.
and where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna draw some lines on this, you know, truck or whatever, and I'm getting out a pen, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, but in the video, like, yeah, Bushima like does a couple straight edges, and of course he does it with the brush, you know, and they're perfect.
Yeah. And that's honestly had a big impact on me, which is
I had a feeling.
not so much. Yeah. And it took me so long. Like now I can use a ruler with a brush like really effortlessly.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get there because I saw him do it.
Remember as a kid, I was like, and that's how it's done. You know.
Right.
I never had that book as a kid. It just never made its way.
The Marvel book?
Into
Yeah.
the Mahfood household.
Yeah, it was like an enigma. I'm like, where the hell do you find this book, man? I didn't see
Oh
it.
my god, that book.
I would have got it as a birthday present or something, I'm sure.
Yeah, me too.
Like I was very fortunate. I think we talked about this. My parents were very supportive of my creative endeavors. So
Right. That's something my uncle would have probably got me.
Was he a comics guy, comics head?
No, he's an engineer and he just liked supporting my artistic endeavors, but none of my like other personal interests. So like it was like a weird thing where it was like he was like, if it was my birthday and I was like my skateboard years and I needed some new wheels, he'd be like, no, I'll take you to buy a nice art print somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to shape that side of you. I guess there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it was more like that was like, I don't know. As a dad, it's like I want to let my kids like I don't want to force anything on them, and this was kind of like him like saying what you're into is not okay, but this is okay, so I'll support this.
Mm.
And it was nice. Like I got some cool shit and all that, but at the same time, I felt like my interests weren't valid. So it was
Oh,
like
well, Sean, they weren't.
Right.
Yeah, that's called good parenting, Sean.
A little tough love shaped you into the man that you are now.
That's true. All right.
So you have, how many kids do you have, Sean?
2.
2.
Yeah, my daughter starts college next week, and my son starts high
Whoa.
school next week.
Wow. Yeah, all online or like
No,
in person?
in person.
Good.
The county I live in is doing in person, but they gave a choice. You could do in person or you could do online, and whatever choice you made, you had to stick to for the first semester. And so we were just like not making a decision. And then like a few days before the decision had to be made up, they sent an email saying that so far 35% of the kids are staying at home. And I don't know, it was a tough call. I just know my son, like he'd be in the house alone all day.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't learn much. And I think emotionally it would, like he can get kind of dark, and I didn't want him to be alone like that. And I honestly thought, like, I'm still not sure he's going to be in class in person.
Yeah.
I still feel like right before school starts, they're like, and everyone's staying home. And he was also starting high school, and he's just met all these new friends. And it's like, I see him for the first time, like finding himself, like with a group of friends. Like they're all these like little goth kids, and he's really fitting in really well. And
Is he kind of a quiet kid, or?
yeah, but when he's comfortable, he's very like colorful and alive, and he's really talented with music and art. He just hasn't found people that he relates to.
Yeah.
And now he finally did, and I don't want to like take that away from him. I don't know. I don't know, man. My wife and I have been up and down on this for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate. It's sounds sort of the same as me. You know, I was quiet for a huge chunk of my childhood, and just I hated school. Was not a fan of school.
Yeah, and he always hated it, and now he's looking forward to it. And I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Yeah. It's funny because I'm working on the Hulk's hair here, and I realize he's got a really funny haircut. It's kind of a bit of a bowl cut.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
totally is.
Especially in this piece, this specific. Very strange.
This coral is all I got left, and it's a beast. I'm doing all this dry brush hatchwork on the coral.
So do you guys force yourself to take days off, or you just work
I
all
have
the
to
time?
start doing that. I have to. I have not been good about giving myself downtime.
I mean, that's why I was glad that you guys were cool with doing today, because I've turned Saturday into my, where I have to go work on cars day. I go down to Pittsburgh and right now I'm restoring that 69 Volkswagen Carmen Ghia.
Yeah.
And I just have to, I just found that for my physical and mental health, I need to have that day.
Yeah, I get it. I need to do that for myself as well.
Just it's car day. You got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Troy?
I'm not great at it. I really do try, but if my partner goes somewhere, I'm like, great, I'll just slip into the office.
Right.
Yeah, it's I work every day, but if I want to take 2 hours off and go for a walk or a hike or take a 2-hour lunch, I can just do that.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome.
But I mean, I've actually been really enjoying working a lot because there's no other interruptions right now.
You've been enjoying COVID.
Definitely not, but for me, it's like I just can't sit around and like be sad. It just
No.
not.
No.
So, for me, it's like, well, I can just crank up loud music and draw and be creative all day, and that seems to make me feel good. So fuck it, like why not? You know.
Right.
I mean, it's important to take breaks, but at the same time, I'm excited about like the projects and the stuff that are going on right now. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Jim, but I mean, because I have other family shit going on too, I need some time to just let my mind kind of unravel and unwind a bit.
Yeah, totally.
Because I don't get that like 2 hours a day of like let's go to lunch or let's go for a hike. Like every second is like, if I'm not drawing, then it's like I gotta pay some bills or I gotta get Zoe registered for college or whatever it is. It's always something, and I would just like some real downtime.
You need some Sean time.
That's exactly right. I don't know what I do yet though. That's the only problem.
Right.
I mean, that's what conventions were for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the
they were
meals.
work, but I mean, especially with something like North Carolina show, like that was a good jam time for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the camaraderie, man, of seeing everybody at the conventions and the dinners, and the show itself is like, it's cool, whatever. But it's the
Right.
camaraderie, and the in person, face to face time.
Yep.
There's nothing else like it,
Yeah, that's pretty much my social life.
Yeah, I didn't really think I needed that as much as I, obviously, because as I obviously do because I've been missing it a lot.
Yeah. In a weird way, I feel like that's what I kind of like created this podcast into, was to replace all that stuff I was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I've found like these podcasts, because I really enjoy them, because I sort of stopped doing conventions years ago, and in doing these now, I've realized, I do miss like what you guys described, going to shows and hanging out, going for dinner or whatever afterwards.
Right.
And yeah, there isn't that aspect in my life, because like I said, I stopped doing shows years ago.
Yeah, I think, and when you find a good crew of people that you like to be with, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Troy, what was the last show you did in the States?
I'm hoping to find a crew like that someday. It'd be cool.
Jim, it would have been San Diego, and it would have been, and I didn't sit like at a table or anything. I think I probably only spent about an hour on the floor, but it's when we did promotion for Don't Be Afraid of the Dark back in 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that was weird. It wasn't an awesome experience. We did Hall H, and it was
awful.
Well, we did it 2 years in a row. We did it 2010, 2011. 2010 was fun because I was actually participating in it.
Right.
And it was just me and Guillermo and Nick Nunziata, and we showed a clip or something and did a talk, and that was fun. But 2011, this is going to be me griping, but the distributor was also distributing that Nicholas Wending Refn, whatever the heck his name is, movie. Was it Drive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it ended up just being a conversation between him and Guillermo for the most part, and I just sort of sat beside Guy Pearson. I think I said one thing the whole time. It was just very weird. And Nicholas, I don't mind sharing this, is horrible. He was a giant asshole the entire day.
Wow.
Yeah, like just a huge dick.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't that wasn't the funnest experience, but
That's entertainment, baby. That's
yeah, that's movies, baby.
I love Jim's Hollywood voice.
shit. It's weird. Like I enjoy some of his movies, but it doesn't surprise me that he would be like a pretentious
Yeah,
guy. I mean, it's there. You know, it's
I did too until I met him, and then I really stopped enjoying his movies.
right. Yeah.
It's weird how like yeah, that can really affect how much you enjoy someone's work. Cause
Oh, for sure.
ugh,
Yeah.
I mean, you can always hear stories about how someone was an asshole or whatever, and kind of get past that. But when they're an asshole to you,
Yeah.
it's really hard to just let that go.
Oh, sure.
that's why I can never meet Alex. Or I could never meet Alex Toth. It was because I put him on such a pedestal,
Right.
and I kept hearing like how ruthless he was and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't think I could take it.
Yeah, he was just known to be a cantankerous old.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever
Guy.
heard a pleasant story about him as a human being.
Did we talk about Toth previously? Like, because we were sort of talking about, because he's obviously a magician. Like, he's amazing.
Right. Yes.
But I don't think that he's as well known in wider circles as he should be, and I don't really know why.
I think we had this
Did
conversation.
we talk about this?
But I mean, my guess is because he never really worked on anything. Like, he didn't create anything, and he didn't really work on anything long enough to make a mark on it, or work on something that had
Well,
impact.
popularity. Yeah, he didn't have.
Yeah. I mean, he did a bunch of like things other than his animation design work, which that I think I'm surprised he's not more known for.
Well, because that's the kind of job that people don't really get their credit.
Right.
They don't
Right.
get
Yeah.
credit for that.
Right.
But yeah, I'd say with other stuff like, I mean, the stuff that he created was like, Bravo for Adventure and the Fox, and stuff that it wasn't like superhero mainstream publishers.
Right. But did he do that much of it? Like, how much of the Fox was out there?
Yeah, that's true. Not much.
So I feel like if maybe there was more of that, like more story for like a fan base to have. Maybe.
Or if he had done like a huge run on the Hulk or something.
Right,
like that, or
exactly.
something. Yeah. Like a really well-known character. Like, I feel a little bit like that with Lee Weeks.
Oh, he's so good.
He is. It's unbelievable. Like, for me, he's sort of the last guy that's the holdout, like not the holdout, but like hearkening back to like Alex Toth or even Williamson or something like that.
Yeah,
right? Like,
very classic.
Yeah. Like, that guy can just flat out draw.
Yeah, and ink. And fucking
was
a shot. Yeah, he's a beast. How are you guys doing? I think I got about 15 minutes left here.
Yeah, I might need to bounce soon.
Yeah, I'm about done. I think I might be done.
Just about. I'm just working on the shadow, and then I gotta fill in this black, and then
Are you guys cool for another like 15?
yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Jim's got a date. He's got to get the hell out of town.
I
He's got to get out of here.
have to talk to my writing partner on Girl Scouts today too. So
Jim's in demand.
there's
I'm
a lot
like,
going on. There's a lot going on, you guys. There's a lot going on.
Jim,
I
put on
gotta
your
go.
Hollywood-
I gotta pay for those Girl Scout cookies I just bought.
Yeah. There you go.
Jim, you're supposed to put on your Hollywood voice. Talk about your meetings.
Shit. I have a secretary that can handle that.
It's funny. I was actually talking about this with Sigrid last night. Because with all these Zoom calls and everything, I realized how much of that movie working up to it that could have just been done from home. Instead of having to fly down to LA all the time. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy LA. I like it, but like there was times where I would go home and then I get an email. It's like, oh, you need to come back tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Wow.
it is just crazy. It's like I could have done so much of this just sitting
Yeah,
on the
I
couch.
I think we're going to see a lot of changes with travel and stuff. People just using things like Zoom and working from home.
Yeah,
Definitely.
not the worst thing in the world.
No. It's definitely allowed me to do a lot more shit, like this podcast.
I don't have any circle templates, but I found some coins.
There you go.
That's what Mateo would use when he had to do a signature at a con.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd use a coin.
Yeah, like if he forgot his circle templates, he'd use a coin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nickel works pretty well there.
So what's the rest of everybody's day look like? It being a Sunday, Jim's working. He's got more meetings.
Yeah.
I got to do a little work myself after this. I have to record a voiceover for a podcast where it's just me. Like I did this Etrigan commission and I filmed myself inking it.
Oh,
And then
cool.
I set it up and I'm going to record a voiceover of me talking the process through it. And I got to make dinner tonight too.
What's for dinner?
I'm going to make some seared salmon. I got a nice pesto focaccia I'm going to make with it, and either steamed or roasted broccoli. I'm not sure yet.
I'll be over at 6.
Awesome.
Shit. Those crystals are living large, man.
Dude, you know how I do.
I like it.
Jim, I've been meaning to tell you this. You and I had that conversation one day about hummus.
Yeah.
Like where it's from, and I didn't know this, but hummus it's Lebanese in origin.
Okay. See, I thought that, but that's just because, of course, my people want to claim it.
But it's yours, man.
Okay.
Yeah, when I found that, I was like, oh shit, I gotta tell Jim.
What was what was the reference point to? What
We
started
were
that
talking about foods that like weren't in the mainstream when I was like something like hummus. Like, of course, you would have known what it was, but like I grew up thinking I knew what it was because it had some Israeli origin to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the general public didn't. And then we started talking about baklava because that's thought of as like a Greek thing, but that's Turkish in origin, I think.
That sounds right. Yeah. It
It's like
Man,
my family with squirrel and possum.
right.
Some good old fashioned raccoon.
Yeah.
Jim, you don't have any family over there anymore, do you?
No.
Okay. I meant to ask because of all the that explosion that went off.
I know, dude.
Oh my God, that was insane.
I was having a rough day that day, man. Like I was like, I think it's because like the family was out of town and all this stuff, and I just been watching the news too much, and
You
then
gotta turn that shit off, man.
yeah, and then when that shit happened in Beirut, you know, I was just like,
Yeah.
I just like, just the world sucks now. You know, I was just having one of those days where I'm just like, everything's
Yeah, I get it.
crappy.
It's too much to process.
It's
Yeah.
right now. That's what a lot of days can be.
Yeah, and it's for a lot of people, you know. So
Yeah.
But the craziest thing was this: there was all the different videos of it from people, you know, who were filming it or just were filming TikTok videos or whatever when it went off. And or that, did you see that that wedding video?
No.
Oh, so that one's, so they were both fine, but they were, and from what I sort of put together from the way the shot was being done, I think that the photographer must have had the camera on like a little jib arm push dolly setup, because he was
Right.
kind of coming in and around her. And then, you know, these really beautiful shots, and, you know, she's beautiful. It's amazing. She has her dress sort of spread out around her in this nice sort of courtyard. And then the secondary explosion happens with, you know, the huge wave, and this piece of equipment just gets pushed, but it kind of swings around and catches this little glimpse of her as she bends over, it's just like her whole dress is blowing and you just see it blowing past her.
Whoa.
It's just this, it looks like it's from a movie. Like it's just so intense.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
I started watching the videos, like, and then I, you know, started going on that rabbit hole, and then I came across one that, you know, where I saw bodies and stuff, and I was like, all right, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tommy, that piece looks sweet, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Very-
Tommy, let me see what you got going on over there. Talking to Mike.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This was kind of like more like this spoke my language more though, I think, than some other things.
That's badass.
Thanks, man. It was fun. I'm glad I picked a more simple one too that I could actually finish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll, you know, because there was another one. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this one, you know, like of Conan sitting on a throne with this girl, and you know, it's like the thing that Mateo gave you to ink.
Right.
Oh God. Yeah.
The cover.
Like a full background and crazy shit.
Because I found a couple like Conan things like in a couple of these art books that I thought about, but yeah, they're way too much. This way I could focus more on just doing some fun brush work and stuff.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome, Jim.
There's this guy.
Yeah.
With this fucking.
I missed Tommy's. My computer was still pointed down.
I've already thrown it in the garbage now, so
You already sold it. You already shipped it off.
That's like Scotty Young, right? It's just like, his artwork is sold before he's done it.
Yep.
really?
Oh,
Wow, man,
yeah, he does his warm up drawings and they just go like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty sells the shit out of some art.
I love that background on yours, Jim. It's really fun.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it, you know,
But that's what's cool about it.
the Hulk is just great. He's just a great character.
All right, I'm done now.
Wow. Bring it a little closer to the
Yeah,
camera.
I will. I am. I'm just putting my brush down.
Nice.
So yeah, all that fucking
Wow, dude. Yeah, look at that. That's great.
Look at all that coral, like that sea rock that he's standing on.
Yeah, that took a little bit of time.
Beautiful, man.
Yep,
Is that Jason Mimosa?
Vermosa?
Mimosa, the guy who was in the Avengers.
Titanic, right?
The Avengers underwater movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's really classic looking, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. I'm kind of like pleasantly surprised. Let me see if I can get a better focus on it.
Troy, hold yours up again.
Terrible
Talk.
light on it.
Now talk.
Now talk. Oh yeah, is it going to me?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when you guys talk, you get a little yellow window or a little yellow line around your box. But when I talk, it doesn't. So I don't even know if mine was working.
Oh, Troy, you can in your settings you can set it so that when you talk, you take over the screen, so you'll see it how everyone else sees it.
Oh shit! Oh, that would be nice. Okay, next time.
Troy, did you ink that all with a brush pen, or what were you using?
These my zebra pens.
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes a real nice brushy.
Yeah, it does. And because I can't use brush anymore, I lost control with it because of my tendonitis years ago.
Right.
So this is sort of the next closest thing for me.
I thought you told me it was after that Hall H experience.
it just crippled my self-conscious.
Yeah, no, just everything just stopped working. You were just so angry.
I literally sat there. It was terrible. It was a terrible experience.
I think we've all. I mean, it's tough when you're doing something with, especially like when I did Turf with Jonathan Ross. It was like, we'd go do appearances together, and it would be like, 99% Jonathan.
Yeah. Have you ever done Hall H? Because it's really weird because you can't see the crowd.
No.
Really?
Yeah, so they turn the lights off, so you're just looking into blackness.
Oh.
And you sort of see a weird sort of shape of the crowd. So you see this weird undulation, but it looks like you're looking at the ocean at night. It's really strange. And of course you hear things, and then occasionally there's flashes going off,
right.
People thinking they're getting a photo, but not knowing how flashes work. But it's just weird. You're looking at nothing.
Wow.
Man.
And then they have their question period or whatever, right? And then so they'll just shine a spotlight on an area where the microphone is that is like 100 yards away. And so you're looking at this tiny human being off in the distance. It's a very weird experience.
It's bizarre, man. Wow.
All right, people. I know, Jim, you got to get going, and I think we're all done. So until next time, thank you all for listening. I'm going to hit stop, and then we can all say goodbye.
Okay, thanks, guys.
This is the Inkpulp podcast. This is the Inkpulp podcast. Comics, hip hop, life.